So, Brihad journeyed to 3 towns further up, to where the young girl, the daughter of his master, the old sage, where she lived and worked as a prostitute. He arrived there quite late in the evening, but in spite of the lateness of the hour, the young girl opened the door the moment he knocked. I guess in this profession you cannot afford to keep people waiting. Brihad introduced himself to her and he told her why he was there, that he wanted to try and help her to change her destiny. The young girl by now was so disgusted with her life that she was ready to try anything. So Brihad said to her, he said, "Today I want you to lock your door, and whenever a customer comes, tell them that your price has gone up, way up. Your price is now the most expensive necklace of the finest quality pearls. And only someone who can bring you that will get to spend the night with you." Brihad remembered that Brahma had said her destiny was to sell her body every night. He hadn't said anything about the price. Brihad figured that the great god, having written the destiny, he would have to figure out a way to make it come true one way or another. The young girl, as I said, was ready to try anything. So, taking Brihad's advice, she locked the door that night. Whenever someone came, she told them what her new price was. They all thought she'd gone mad, and they all left one by one. But although she had been happy to try his advice, by now the night was almost over, and she was starting to get very worried because she had earned no money that day. How was she going to feed herself tomorrow? But just before the night came to an end, there was a knock at the door, and waiting outside, there was a young man with a pearl necklace. The next day, Brihad told the young girl, he said, "Go and sell the necklace, and with the money that you get, feed the poor. And from today, for the rest of your life, this will be your price. There are very few men who can afford to bring you this necklace every day. So the one who brought it yesterday will be the one who will bring it again and again. He is the only one that you will ever spend the night with from now on. And every morning you will take the necklace and you will sell it, and you will use the money to look after the poor. But remember, you must give away all of the money. Do not keep even the tiniest amount for yourself, because if you do, destiny will think that you have what is owed to you, and nothing will change." Once again, Brihad stayed on for 1 month to settle her into her new life, her new way of life. And once he felt that he had helped her through the change, Brihad decided that it was time to move on. However, the next morning, as he woke up to leave, he realized that by mistake, he had gotten up a little too early. It was still night outside, the moon was still high in the sky, there was absolutely no sign of dawn. But he figured that since he was up already and he had such a long way to go, he may as well set out now in spite of the dark. And so Brihad set off down the road. But he had only gone a very short way when from the opposite side he saw a man coming towards him. The man didn't see Brihad. The man who was walking towards him, his head was bowed under the weight of a huge sack of rice that he was carrying. In one hand, he was holding a pearl necklace, and with the other hand, he was leading a buffalo behind him. And as he walked, he was muttering and cursing under his breath. The man, can you guess? The man was Brahma. The great god Brahma. Poor Brahma, how his life had changed. He had been making this trip now every single night for the last couple of months, and he was absolutely exhausted. He had blisters under his feet from walking this path every single night. He had bags under his eyes from not sleeping. He had a bald patch in the front of his head from where the sack of rice rubbed against it continuously. His days were spent scouring the bottom of the ocean for these wretched pearls. His nights were spent going up and down this very road, delivering all this stuff. And it looked like there was no end to this for God knows how many years. And it was all the fault of Brihad, that wretched boy Brihad. Poor Brahma, how his life had changed. And as Brihad passed him by, and as he heard him muttering, cursing him under his breath, Brihad smiled to himself and he thought, Now I'm ready for politics.